Welcome back. As you can see by the silly helmet and the bright jacket, I'm back out on the bike. And believe it or not, this is the first time I've been on my road bike since the last time I did a video on cycling, which was back in October time. I've done a few mountain bike rides at night time with the club since then, but nothing really to write home about. But I've decided that 2023 is going to be my year for the bike, and more importantly, it's going to be the year that I get back to Audax long distance cycling again. So for any of you that aren't aware of Audax, it's probably most of you, because I wasn't really aware of it at all until I got into cycling and started wanting to do some longer distance stuff. Audax is self-supported long distance cycling, kind of endurance cycling, and for Audax, any distance over 200 kilometers is considered a long distance event. So it is pretty full on. Back about 4 years ago, when I was probably at my cycling fittest, I did quite a few Audax events, and with a friend from the club I managed to complete the 4 provinces challenge. And the 4 provinces challenge involved completing an Audax event, minimum 200k, but no other long distances set. One starting in each province of Ireland within the same calendar year. So as you can imagine, living in Donegal, that was a bit of a logistic challenge as much as a cycling challenge, but we got it done. And since then I've had a real love of Audax, but as my cycling got less and less, you really need to keep your fitness and your saddle time up to be able to compete in those events. So Audax very much fell by the wayside over the last couple of years. However, I've determined that this year is going to see the end of that, and as I said, that 2023 is going to definitely be a cycling year, and today's the start of that. For want of a better word, this is the start of my training. A very basic training plan that involves just basically getting my ass back on the bike and getting out on the road, getting in the miles, and gradually building them up again. As well as a general desire to get back out cycling again, I'm also setting myself a challenge for this year, another one of the Audax Ireland challenges, and this is actually one of the international challenges as well, not just one of the Irish ones. The reason I've set myself this challenge this year, or that I want to complete the challenge this year, is that I turned 50 in July. Talk about a middle-age crisis. But anyway, that challenge also involves completing 4 events, but this time they're a lot more challenging. It also has to be completed within the Audax calendar year, which runs from the 1st of November until the 31st of October the following year. So at this stage, in the beginning of January, we're actually well into the Audax calendar year. This particular challenge is called the Super Randonneur, and that involves completing, as I said, 4 Audax events within the space of the calendar year. a 200 kilometre, a 300 kilometre, a 400 kilometre and a 600 kilometre event. All fully self-supported. That's a hell of a challenge. And to put that into context, the total mileage or the total distance of those 4 events exceeds the entire cycling mileage that I did in 2022. And my longest cycling distance in 2022 was just over 56 kilometres. So you could say I've got quite a lot of training to do. So in order to get that training completed is the reason why on a cold, wet and windy day in January that I've decided to get out on the road and start the long road back to Audax Fitness. So in order to complete the Audax challenge, I've done 3 things to try and motivate myself and encourage myself to get out on the bike. So number 1 is actually just getting out. It was deciding mentally that this was the right time, and to many people the beginning of January might seem like a bit of a strange time to restart a training program or to begin a training program, but for me it's the logical choice. It's just after Christmas, the start of a new year. Everyone's talking about New Year's resolutions and new beginnings. So while I'm not into New Year's resolutions, this is my new beginning. The second reason to choose January is that every day as the days go by, the days get slightly longer, the evenings get slightly longer, and that also motivates the spirit to keep getting out. There's a sense of winter ending and spring just around the corner, and spring really is the ideal time in Ireland for cycling. So I want to be match fit and cycle fit for that. The first of the events that I've chosen to compete in this year is the 200k event, and that is in the middle or end of April. Not quite sure when that is, but that's the other reason that I need to get started now, because it's not that far away and I want to be able to enjoy that first 200k. The 200k event that I've chosen is one that I know well. I've completed it 3 or 4 times, and it's a really enjoyable, challenging but enjoyable one. It's called the Dark Ages 200. Starts in Derry, and as the name may be familiar to some people, it passes through the Dark Ages, which was used as a filming location in Game of Thrones. I'm not setting any big targets for January. For me, January is just going to be a preparation month. I think the proper training won't begin until February. But what I want to develop this month is the habit of cycling again. So my target here is to get out 3 times a week on the bike for fairly short runs, nothing too big. For example, the run that I'm doing today is probably going to be one that I'm going to repeat a lot over January. It's a 25 kilometre run, and I suppose in the good old days I could have done that in an hour easily. Now I would estimate that's going to take me somewhere in the region of probably about an hour and 15, an hour and 20 minutes until the fitness gets back up. But this initial training section is going to be just about developing the habit, as I say, and not about performance. And then as I head into February, I can start to add on some speed, some interval training probably, and extending out the distances, as well as actually getting out on the bike. I'm doing 3 other things to motivate me as well, to keep the interest going. The first of these is quite a small thing. I'm a member of my local cycling club, but I've also joined Audax Ireland this year, and that is specifically around the Audax rides, the events and so on. Now, I've been hanging around and lurking in that community for quite a while, but this year I intend to be more involved and more active on the WhatsApp group, asking questions, hopefully being able to give some opinions and so on as well. So active involvement there, and encouragement from the other members there as well should hopefully keep me going. The second thing, it's always, I think, a nice little mental boost to spoil yourself a wee bit, to give yourself a little bit of a reward. And I came across a great bargain just before Christmas on a new Garmin Edge 530 cycling computer. The cycling computer I've been using up until now is quite an old one, very old model in fact. I have it now about 5 years, I'd say, but it was an old model when I bought it, and that was the Garmin 500, which has done me very, very well over the years, but just does not have as many as the features that I would like, and also doesn't have a battery life capable for the very long distances. It just about manages with a 200k, although on some of the 200k's that I did, the last few times I had to top it up with the power pack part way. The third and final motivator, which is hopefully going to be quite a powerful one, is accountability. And by that I mean I'm telling people. So I've announced it on here, obviously, that I'm going to do this challenge. I've told a few people that I'm doing it. I've told my wife that I'm doing it. And hopefully I'll get some encouragement there, and hopefully I'll get some encouragement from you guys as well. I'm going to document as much of the training as I can, but I'm not going to completely bore you with cycling on this channel. I'll also be continuing to do my hikes and a bit of wild camping in 2023. So alongside the cycling, I have a few plans for that as well, but I'll talk about that more in future videos. So anyway, I hope you're going to enjoy the cycling content that I'm going to put up over the next few months, and hopefully you'll come along with me on, as what I said, the long road back to Audax fitness. But hopefully it's not going to be too long a road, and one that you can join me with. So as always, thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. All the best, good luck.